What's up YouTube? I'm Joe. You're watching my channel Ink&Iron, back with a multi-tool first impressions, and can I just apologize for how much glare is coming off this tool? I'm not sure why that's happening, but my lighting seems to refuse to not glare off this thing. This is the Leatherman Juice. This is the XE6 model. This is the one with the most large tools, I believe. This is no longer in production. However, if you're watching this before October 18th of 2022, there will be a sale on the 18th of 2022. Leatherman is going to just sell off the remainder of their Leatherman Juice supply. I wasn't aware that they had any juice left over. I know that if you send these in for warranty, they will not have the parts in order to fix your juice. I didn't know that I didn't know they had back stock, because they also don't replace juices. They would basically be like, oh yeah, your Leatherman juice is screwed, here's a wave or whatever. So kind of strange. As you can see, it's this textured pattern here. This is like the Juice Generation 2 or version 2 with this textured finish on one side. It is like a yellow-green color. It's very hard to make out in this lighting. I had to turn it down so it wasn't so incredibly glaring. But this was a very, very popular tool at the time, say like, 2010 era. It has a lot going on, so let's get into it now that I've rambled sufficiently. This is sort of a medium-sized tool. Let me pull out, here's a Victorinox Climber, and you can kind of see we're in a sort of competitive size category with something like this 4-layer Victorinox over here. We also have a Corkscrew, albeit a slightly different design. It looks like a little bit smaller diameter. Maybe. Shoot, that might be a pretty close imitation of the Victorinox. We'll maybe have to test that at some point. But the Leatherman Juice was available in all kinds of colors and different configurations, which made it pretty popular. I am looking forward to what is ultimately going to be a flash sale on the final release of the Juice. May have to try and pick one up. As you can see, mine's used. I got some rust here and there. Also have some rubbing on my wire cutters, but it does have small wire cutters and I guess a tiny hard wire notch there. Pretty well formed nut turning or bolt turning teeth there with some very fine serrations at the tip. There you go, you can make them out. Yeah, pretty well formed plier head. Mine clearly was abused because my alignment is off. I think that's the reason that my cutters are actually like, holding the tool closed. It should kind of flop open and mine is kind of locked up. It's not that bad. There's a little bit of a pop to release it, so I'll work on that a little bit. Might need some abrasive, might need some plier head adjustment. On the inside, I should say most of the tools are available on the outside, which is really cool, which was very progressive for Leatherman at the time for a tool this size. Here is a fully dimensioned Phillips driver, because Leatherman can do that. Yeah, and they should. 1C, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe crosshead, some kind of internal codes going on there. There appears to be a lanyard loop there. Actually, I didn't know about that, so hold on. Had to find the skinniest little tool on my Victorinox here. Be the file. Come on. We're gonna see if we can't pry this here thing out. Weird. I don't know if I can. Alright, we'll have to check back on that at a later time. There will be another video about this juice coming up. None of these tools lock, by the way. They're all slip joint. Over here on the other side, we have some small drivers. Oops. Come on, little guys. They're not the easiest things to fish out. Small, medium, and large. Large being, I think about a 4.5 millimeter flat. This one's maybe 2 millimeters, This one's maybe about 3.5. Pretty small little drivers here. You can see this one, the spring actually fell out. So there's supposed to be a spring in this empty slot right here. I will be replacing that. I'll show you how I'm doing that at the end of the video. So 3 flatheads on that side. So let's fold the tool up and get a look at our external tools here. You can see one's kind of sunken in. We have a similar problem with this particular tool. I'll try and push it out some. Come on, work with me. Gotta show you on video. This is the serrated blade, and same as the other tool, has no back spring, fell out or broke out at some point. Seems to be a pretty common problem with these juice tools, so I'm not super surprised that they're discontinued given how many moving parts are in action here. Pretty nice serration pattern with a worn cliff tip, so you're not going to, you can kind of do like a safety cut with this, cutting seat belts or cutting somebody's clothes off if you got to get at them for you know, medical triage reasons. Here we go. A very nice file offering from Leatherman. This one, the spring is functional. You can see it's got a nice snap to it, full extension. So here's a double cut pattern. We do have an edge file, so you could maybe cut some small brass or nails or, you know, something of that manner. No major heavy hacksaw type cutting. And then here's a diamond file, which I really like as a nail file. I'm not going to do that on video because I'm sure the sound will bother some of you. I don't believe that this is a flat driver tip, and I would not use it as such. So there you go. I like the file quite a bit on this thing. We have a bottle opener. Yeah, bottle opener. There's no edge on here, so I would not call this a can opener, nor would I use it as a can opener. Had enough bad can opener experiences. You can see my video about multi-tool can opener comparisons. But you can partner this bottle opener with the corkscrew here. So you'd put this on the lip of a wine bottle, right? Well, first you'd screw in your corkscrew, right? Then you would flip this down and get this on the edge of your wine bottle, and then you can leverage off the wine bottle and help to pull out the cork. It really helps get that you know, first 50% of that cork out of there, and then you can do the rest with, you know, just your arm or whatever. I have not tested this, although I think it should work fine. At some point I would like to test this because it's one of the few multi-tools I've come across that actually has a dedicated wine cork opener. You know, we'll save that for last because that's a pretty cool feature. Here we go. The straight blade, it is kind of a sheep's foot, a little bit. It does have a tip, so it's just like sort of a severe drop point. It is like a hollow saber grind, kind of an interesting like polished bead blasted finish. I kind of like the aesthetic of it, to be honest with you. The blade feels fairly sharp. Let's see. I don't know if it's that sharp. No, not that sharp, but yeah, the edge feels well formed at least. I think I could bring that back pretty easily. I have not ventured to do that yet. Not sure what type of steel is on there, probably a 400 series. Here are the famous juice scissors. So in order to fully appreciate these, we'll pull out our Victorinox again, and I pretty much don't get a Victorinox that doesn't have the scissors because they're so damn useful. But look at the size comparison there, people. Look at that. These juice scissors are huge. That's pretty wild. I have not done like, you know, real extensive testing with them. I would definitely like to. So yeah, we'll probably do that in the future. But the juice scissors, they feel good. Right, this is a nice smooth bit on my thumb, nicely radiused so that it's not, you know, digging into my flesh there. The spring is integrated with the actual spring that the scissors sit on. So look, see it moving there? So yeah, this scissor spring is using the tension of the main spring that the whole scissor mechanism sits on and, you know, snaps into a locked position, well, locked, slip joint locked position. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure that saved them some headache in the warranty department, unlike Victorinox, who, you know, they have these weird dinky little springs here that need to get replaced all the time. So yeah, very interesting. Overall, the juice construction is very, very complicated. Look at this thing. Got my Victorinox toothpick. So look at this. This is one side, right? I guess it should be reflective of both sides. One spring here, 2 springs there, 3 springs there, 4 springs there. Okay, 4. Is there any difference in count? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. Okay, so each side has at least 2 springs. Is it more than that? So each of these is a spring, right? I'm missing 1. 1, 2, 3, so that brings the total up to 5 on this side. And then this has its own spring, at least it should. Did I already count it? I did not, so these 2 are springs as well, bringing the total up to 4 on this side. So yeah, what is that, 9 springs? That's a ton of springs, y'all. So not super surprised that the juice springs, because they're not held in by anything. Check this out. So like I said, I'm missing 2 of them. I went on eBay, got some new juice springs, and just take a look at these things. You know, if you're still sticking around for this part of the video, I appreciate it, because we're getting in the weeds here. There are like 3 or 4 different types of springs that you have to be on the lookout for in the juice. But look, there's no place for, you know, hardware to go through. There are no bolts that hold these in there. They're just kind of like friction fit in between pieces of this thing. So kind of wild. I'm gonna have to just like drop these things in there and press them into place somehow. I've only briefly looked this up. I know it's gonna be a real pain in my butt, but yeah, I might do it on video, so you might be able to get some schadenfreude enjoyment out of that. And let's do a little quick size comparison and weight check, and then we'll get out of here. Had to turn the scale so you could actually see the readout. Here we go. Leatherman juice, 189.56. Am I able to, like, there we go, 189.55, sure. And in ounces, 6.686 ounces. So there you go, kind of a chunky tool for something so compact. However, you get quite a bit of utility from what we've seen in the tool set. Let's do a little side-by-side comparison. It's my Victorinox Climber. Oh, by the way, I've never showed this before, but this one has an inscribed blade. Yeah, I'm gonna have to show that when I do a Victorinox Climber review. It's pretty hilarious what's written on there. Here's a Leatherman Wave, good old Wave. Here's a Ozark Trail Multi-Force. It's a Wave inspired multi-tool. When the patents expired, this tool hit the market almost immediately. And here's the Gerber Suspension NXT. That is Gerber's latest iteration of the suspension line. And yeah, let's see a quick size comparison with the Wave. I would consider the Wave like a full-size multi-tool, so that makes the Juice kind of a medium-sized multi-tool, right? And on the mini side, let's see. Oh, I've got a Gerber dime. Well, let's do that. There we go. Maybe a little bit hard to see on this. Let's try and close it a little bit. There we go. It's a spring-loaded mechanism. So yeah, mini, medium, full-sized, basically. Whoops. All right, y'all. That's about it for our juice first impressions. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, sorry for the glare. It is really hard to capture the surface of this thing for some reason. I'll keep that in mind for the next video. Like I said, I'm going to be replacing the springs, and I'm also going to be de-rusting this using some Evapo rust. So I'll show you how I do that. It is about as simple as it gets. Okay. I've been Joe. You've been watching Ink&Iron. If you enjoyed this video, you want to see more multi-tool stuff, EDC gear. I do fountain pens around here. I'm going to have some fountain pen paper videos coming up. You know, repairs, tips, tricks, that kind of thing, and typewriters. Do typewriters sometimes. Like, sub, do the things, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, if you're looking for Juice Springs Sharps quality tools and blades, not sponsored, they just provided, well, I bought these from them. All right, bye.